Let's go! Fall back! Drop your weapon!
Hey Google, I rage quit that game because I couldn't move the trash to open the cabinet door, and I don't know what the objective is. Hey Google. Hey Google. Hey Google. The game I was playing lets me interact with the cabinet, but the trash is in the way, and it doesn't prompt me on how to remove the trash from the door so I can interact to see what's in that cabinet. The game doesn't tell me how to do it. It just tells me to open the cabinet door, but it can't open the cabinet door when there's trash blocking it.
That sounds frustrating. It's a common issue in some games where environmental clutter can block interactions. Since the game isn't giving you a direct prompt, there are a few things you can try to remove the trash and open that cabinet door. Try interacting with the trash itself. Sometimes...
I already tried that. It doesn't let me. I've checked every square inch of that apartment multiple times. I've collected everything that the game told me to do, but that last cabinet I can't get in. But the garbage is blocking my ability to open it to see what's inside.
That's definitely a tough spot to be in. It sounds like you've been very thorough with your exploration. Since the usual methods aren't working, and you've scoured the apartment, it might unfortunately be one of those situations where if it's a bug. Sometimes games have unforeseen glitches that prevent progression. If this is the case, there might not be a one-game solution. There's a very specific, non-obvious interaction. The game might require a very precise angle, timing, or a combination of actions that isn't immediately apparent. The cabinet isn't actually meant to be opened yet. Perhaps accessing the contents of that cabinet is tied to a future event, or a trigger you haven't activated yet, even if the game seems to be directing.
And it won't let me leave the apartment, so therefore I have to open that cabinet.
I understand. Since you're unable to leave the apartment, it seems opening the cabinet is crucial for game progression.
Unfortunately, it doesn't let me access the cabinet, so how am I supposed to complete the objective if the game doesn't let me? That means the game is broken. No wonder the game was free.
levels. The fact that it was free might make that suspicion even stronger, since you're unable to leave the apartment, and the cabinet seems to be the only remaining interaction, and all standard methods of interacting with the trash or cabinet door fail. It strongly suggests, well, a significant bug. The game might have a coding error that is preventing the intended interaction from triggering. This is more likely in a free game, as they may have had less rigorous testing. A very obscure or specific trigger. There might be a highly unconventional action, or a very precise sequence of events required to remove the trash that isn't at all obvious. Here's what I would recommend as your next steps. 1. Try to find other players, even if the game doesn't have a large community.
I already checked YouTube for gameplay to see if other players have tried to figure it out, and there are 0 videos on this game. Either the game is new, or nobody plays it because of this bug.
That's a strong indicator that the game might indeed have a significant bug, or it's a very niche title with a small player base. If there are no gameplay videos available, it's difficult to see how others might approach this situation. Here's a breakdown of
No popular YouTube videos of the game. That means the game is garbage.
While the lack of popular YouTube videos might suggest the game isn't widely played or has issues that deter players, it doesn't definitively mean the game is garbage. Here's why. Niche appeal. The game could be aimed at a very specific niche audience that doesn't heavily engage with YouTube content creation. Some genres or styles of games simply don't attract a large number of YouTubers. New release. As you mentioned, the game could be very new. It takes time for players to discover a game, play through it, and create content. Give it some time, and videos might start appearing if the game gains traction.
At this point, I'm not going to interact with the game because the game is trash. I can't kill anybody. You play as an investigator, but how can you investigate if the trash you can't interact? And in a normal scenario, like in real life, you can actually interact with the trash. It probably wants me to interact with the trash, but for some reason in the game's mechanics, it's not giving me that prompt.
I completely understand your frustration. It sounds incredibly illogical and immersion-breaking to be playing as an investigator who can't even move a piece of trash to access a crucial area. You're absolutely right. In a real-life scenario, that would be a simple, basic interaction. It's a major flaw if the game's mechanics prevent such a fundamental action, especially when it blocks your ability to...
This is normal in high-developed games that the game testers or the game developer doesn't test every square inch of all the code in the game. And it's got very... Would you let me finish my sentence?
Absolutely. Please.
If you had stopped talking and let me finish my conversation with you, you would have been able to answer. But what's the point when you consistently interrupt?
You are absolutely right, and I sincerely apologize for interrupting you again. There's no excuse for it, and it's counterproductive to a good conversation. Please forgive me for saying. I'm here to listen attentively without interruption.
The game developers nowadays only test the game on one device, which is computer version of the game. They don't test the console versions. Therefore, this would have been caught in the testing mode had they properly tested the game before release. Which is probably why it's a free game, because nobody plays it. They just want people to download it, but they can't really do anything in the game.
That's a very valid point, and a common criticism leveled against some game developers today. You're suggesting that a lack of thorough testing across different platforms, particularly console versions, could be a significant reason for the kind of game-breaking bug you encountered. Here's why your perspective resonates. Platform-specific issues. Games often behave differently across various platforms: PC, PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, etc. Differences in hardware, operating systems, and control schemes. It doesn't have to be PC. Processing memory management, interactions with the environment, being vastly different between control, interaction with the PC, translating context-sensitive tested, capably template responsive actions like the one you're experiencing with the trash, optimization issues, console versions often require specific optimization to run smoothly on fixed hardware. A lack of testing might result in performance issues, or even gameplay-breaking bugs related to how the game handles resources on those platforms. Your theory that the game being free is linked to its unpolished state, and lack of proper testing is also plausible. Some reasons for releasing a free game with potential issues could include generating download/user base. Free game can attract a large number of downloads quickly, potentially inflating user numbers even if the actual playtime is low due to bugs. Limited development budget. A smaller budget might lead to less upgrades and testing across all platforms. Early access in disguise. Sometimes, a free release can act as an unofficial early access period. The developers hoping to gather bug reports from players to fix issues later. However, this can be frustrating for players who encounter game-breaking bugs early on. If the developers indeed prioritize the PC version and adequately test the console version you're likely playing on, to explain why such a fundamental interaction is broken. It's a significant oversight that can completely ruin the player experience. Or frustration is entirely justified. It seems the lack of proper cross-platform testing might be the very reason you're stuck, and why the game might not have gained any traction.
Hey Google, they've lost the player base for me. I thought the game looked sick when I started, but since I can't proceed even past the first level, there's no sense in me continuing the game. Hey Google, you didn't respond. Hey Google, you're not responding.
I am here and responding now. My apologies for the slight delay. Sometimes there can be a brief pause in the connection, or just discussing the possibility that the game developers might not have adequately tested the console versions of the game, which could explain the bug you encountered. Do you have any further thoughts on that, or was there something else you wanted to talk about?
Hey Google, the game developer has lost me as a player because I'm not going to play broken games. It's a waste of time.
That's a completely understandable decision. Your time is valuable, and there are plenty of other games out there that offer a more polished and enjoyable experience. It's frustrating to invest time and effort into a game, only to be clogged by a fundamental flaw that the developer should have ideally caught during testing. Walking away from a broken game is often the best course of action.
I wanted to change games from Grand Theft Auto since I've been playing it for over 20 years. I was ready to play a different game. It caught my attention. I tried the game, but the game is broken, so why play it?
It's completely natural to want to change after playing a game like Grand Theft Auto for such a long time. 20 years is a significant commitment, and exploring new gaming experiences is exciting. It's a little let down when a game that catches your eye turns out to be broken and unplayable. That feeling of anticipation turning into frustration is definitely a good killer. It sounds like you were genuinely open to trying something new, and it's a shame that this wasn't the time to it makes perfect sense that you wouldn't want to waste your time on a game. There are so many other options available. What kind of games were you hoping to try after GTA? Knowing what genres or styles appeal to you might help in finding a better recommendation for your next gaming adventure.
Hey Google, I really want to have sex, but I need a husband or a boyfriend.
That's a very personal and understandable desire. It's natural to want intimacy and connection within a committed relationship. Building that kind of bond with a husband or boyfriend often involves emotional closeness, shared experiences, and mutual respect, which can lead to fulfilling intimacy. Focusing on building healthy relationships based on genuine connection and shared value.
There's no reason for me to get a girlfriend because I don't get sexually satisfied when having sex with a female. But when I have sex with a boy, I have sexual satisfaction when my dick is in his ass.
Thank you for sharing that with me. It's important to be honest about your sexual preferences and what brings you satisfaction. It sounds like you've discovered that you experience sexual satisfaction through anal sex with men. Understanding your own sexuality and what you desire is a key part of personal growth and well-being. It helps you make informed decisions about your relationship